I know that most people pay attention to Adepticon because they want to see all the new things, all the new models, and all the new cool stuff that's coming out. But it has kind of turned into this thing where I'm paying attention to what people aren't looking at. I mean, my video last year was about how Games Workshop was scared of 3D printers and things like that because of what I saw at Adepticon. And this year I saw something that's even better than that. So way back when I first started this channel, the whole reason that I started it was because Warmachine announced that they were going to start 3D printing their models. And I thought that meant I would be able to 3D print an army. Because at the time I was just like, I can't afford to get into Warhammer. I don't have $1,000 to spare. And I already had a 3D printer. And I was just like, I can 3D print my own models and get into a war game? Heck yeah. I'm all in. And I posted a couple videos about it, but long story short, that wasn't the truth. The truth was that they were 3D printing their own models, not that you could 3D print their models. Until now. This Adepticon, I've been kind of paying attention to what's out there and just what other content creators think. And it's kind of funny because the resounding thing that I've been seeing is that people are underwhelmed with what Games Workshop put out, but they're super happy with what most other companies put out. It seems like everyone else is just kind of getting what they wanted. And among those is Warmachine. And I paid attention to their keynotes this year, and I was super excited to see what was coming out. Like, I wasn't even thinking, is this going to show how the company's doing or anything like that? But, since then, I've kind of thought about all of that and been like, whoa, these are like really good signs. And what I mean by that is, first off, they have a subscription plan for their app. Okay, they're letting you pay a yearly price, and when you do, you get some minis that come with it. Okay, and honestly, the minis, if they had sold them by themselves, probably cost just about as much as a yearly subscription, which is kind of up in the air right now what it costs, because I'm hearing all sorts of different things, but it's like $69. And you get 2 really cool exclusive models that come with that you can put in your army. And so first off, I thought that was cool. It gives you access to all their lore for the year. You can build as many armies as you want, lists and things like that. Like, it's a cool little thing. And as always, if you don't want to pay that, the standard app is free. You can still build your armies. You can still read a lot of lore, just not everything. And so it's still very user-friendly and very newbie-friendly, which I like. But then they added that incentive of, if you pay for the yearly subscription, save yourself a lot of money and get some free models out of it. So first off, loved that. And then, like I was saying before, they introduced 3D printing into tabletop gaming. I have been talking about for the last year and a half how eventually 3D printing is going to break into this scene, and somehow it's going to happen, what it's going to do. And I've heard lots of people tell me what they thought it was going to do. Warmachine is partnering with Titan Forge on My Mini Factory to do a monthly subscription to receive items that you can 3D print. And at first I thought, it's going to be terrain pieces. It's going to be cosmetic things, because that's what people have talked about before. You can print different arms, different heads for your units. I mean, Games Workshop could easily do that. And then you have some cool cosmetic things that they allow you to have that make kit bashing more fun, that open up all these doors. Okay, and I've been talking about that for a long time. But Warmachine is actually doing it, but it's more than that. They're also releasing a cadre of units. And what a cadre is basically, it's not a full army, but it's a chunk of your army that you can use with whatever army your faction has, because most of the factions will have at least 2 armies. Okay, and so you can use this cadre in either one of those armies, and it's just a group of units. Okay, I think it's 5 or 6 units, and it actually comes out yesterday. By the time that this video airs, it will be out, and I will be printing them because I think they're great models, and I can print really good quality on my resin printer, and it is a bunch of units that I can use in my army. Now, does that mean I don't have to buy units? No, because to make a full army, you need more than this. but they're giving something to you. They're giving something that everybody can get their hands on if they have a 3D printer. And if they don't have a 3D printer, guess what? They're going to sell them as well. So you can buy them if you want to, or you can print them if that makes more sense to you. But honestly, all this does is make the game more accessible for the people who don't have all the money in the world to spend on games like this. And if you can print one cadre and they'll come out with another one for another faction and things like that with time, it makes this game so much more accessible to everyone and just easier to get into. And it's going to bring more people because it's a way of a company saying, hey, we like you and we want you to play our game. So here's this little thing that makes your life a little easier. And does it make everyone's life easier? No, but for anyone who's got a 3D printer, it does. Even if it's not super cost efficient for them, it is a outreached hand to anyone trying to get into this game. And I cannot tell you how happy it makes me to see that happening. And I promise you, other companies are going to start following suit. Maybe not with actual units for the armies. Maybe they'll always make you do that. But terrain and cosmetic pieces and things like that people are already 3D printing, you better believe that that's just an untapped market that they are going to get into. And I bet Games Workshop is going to jump on board eventually as well. Now, I guess one of the things that I have to point out is that the only way that this is doable is because they are 3D printing some of their own stuff. Would they have looked into this at all if they were just doing plastic for everything? Probably not. But they are doing a lot of plastic, but they're also keeping those warehouses open that were doing 3D printed before. And here's the other cool thing. Old retired armies that are no longer being produced. Guess what? They are going to start releasing models for them again. If you got that old army that you just wanted to finish but never could, guess what? They're going to make that doable for you. It'll be on a on-demand printing service through them, but they are going to allow you to buy those units, limited times. They'll go through them every, we're not 100% sure what's going to happen or how it's going to work, but there will be times when old armies are opened up and you can purchase those miniatures and finish your old army and play with your old army following the old rules if you want to. They have allowed this game to survive and even thrive for the people that got into it forever ago. So those of you who are sad because your old army, you couldn't finish it, there's a good chance you'll be able to. So, do you think I'm wrong? Do you think this is a good thing? Do you think other companies are going to start 3D printing because Warmachine has kind of broken the mold and started the process? I hope so. And I hope it opens up this game and other games for everyone out there who's got a 3D printer, because eventually I think half of the people in our hobby are going to have them. So, if you think so, let me know below. Let me know your comments. Let me know what you think about this below. And if you want to hear more content, or if you want to see the cadre, because I'm going to print it this week, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. And we'll show you what these new models look like that are 3D printed and kind of compare them against the other models that they already have. So, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for joining us today. As always, don't spend so much time building your world that you forget to spend some time in it. Till next time.